How many times have you been in love?
I'm not over that happened in the 3rd grade. Yeah, I cried over Brad Sousa on the internet. I cried over Jake Paul on the internet.
I also think I was like very insecure to be with like in a lesbian relationship. I was so insecure. I really just thought I was, I don't know, not attractive enough.
But the issue is he's in prison.
Oh. Hello.
And welcome back to Not Loveline.
Not Loveline, because we are not experts. We have no idea what we're talking about, but we have gone through a lot of men, women, and people.
Yes, so many. I like really adding in the disclaimer that we don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's so important.
It's so important to say we're not doctors.
Like literally at all.
Yeah.
I went home last night because we shot some yesterday, and I was just really thinking it's so crazy how much our fans are just like us.
Yes.
Like the fact that every single voice memo, we were like, wait, I relate for the most part.
It sounded like half the questions I wrote. I was like, wait, I feel like this is mean calling.
Literally, 100%. It's so nuts. I couldn't stop thinking about that girl.
Which
who
one?
Caught her boyfriend it to the photo of her and her best friend and then stayed with him. It kept me up. I was like telling McCall about it for hours.
Oh, you did? What did you tell him? Like,
I was just like, I would have to dump you. Like,
you were giving that. Wow.
I don't know. Like, it just like, I could never recover.
I think we gave a lot of advice last episode to dump a lot of people.
I know.
My goal is just to try to see like the light, how we can fix the relationship rather than dump.
I agree.
Because I think we were very much like dump them.
Yeah.
But maybe there's some fixable situations. I mean, the one who was like stabbed was crazy, but everything else,
funny.
yeah. I know. I like laugh because I'm
It's
like
just
nervous.
shocking. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's just shocking.
But it was
agree.
fun.
I guess me personally, like I stayed in a lot of situations I look back on where I should have cut the cord so much sooner. So it's like my heart just goes out to those girls because they're like so hot and cute and just, I don't know.
I know. I feel like we should always say like, you should dump him, but here's
But
like,
if you don't, because that's real. That's real. I stayed so many times.
Yeah.
And like need it. Yeah.
Unless it's like, but some people were like, well, maybe try it. Some things they wanted to like.
I agree. I think hopefully today we get some more girls where it's like, just, stay and do this. Like,
yes.
We had a fun one where she was just asking how to like spice up her spicy life.
Yeah.
And like that was fun. Like,
yeah. If you go to our Patreon, they actually, everyone there were like, oh my God, they're a keeper. Like the sexy questions were like, I love this for you.
It was so funny, the difference. Like, we would shoot the whole episode and we're like, dump him. We hate straight men. And then we're on the Patreon and we're like, we love him. Like, get on your knees, girl.
The girls were like wild, like freaks. And I was like, I love this because it's so real.
Yeah, it is so real.
Girls are freaks.
I feel like we learned more about each other's like spicy lives yesterday than we have in literally 10 years.
I know, but I felt like it is a weird like bond when you know so much about someone. You're just
I love it.
Wow, I see you in such a different way, in the best way.
I know, I love it. Literally.
Yeah.
We're so emo over this show, by the way. Trisha and I have been like literally just crying
the whole time. And we're matching again. Yeah. I love it. You really do look like Tinkerbell. But maybe like you look Tinkerbell. I was like, yeah, I miss the blonde hair. I want to be Tinkerbell too.
No, but you look so cute. The crimp and little bows today. Listen to this really quickly, you guys. I'm serious. Like it's little moments with Trisha like this where I just like almost feel like a little girl again, like so girlhood. Mm-hmm. I look at her and I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm gonna wear this green dress, which she got for me, first of all, already so cute. And then she's wearing another dress. She's like, wait, no, let's match. She puts on the green dress. I look at her bows. I'm like, girl, like I love the bows. She's like, take them. I'll give you 2 out of my hair. I'm like, Trisha, like it's just so cute.
Because it's like literally like my dream. And the fact that you want to match with me, I've told stories so many times on my Gestures podcast where I would try to match with these girls intentionally and they would like switch the day they wear their outfits because they don't want to match with me anymore.
I've had girls do that to me too. It's so like,
it's sad.
Corny. It's like matching with your girls is like, and you and I think we have a special bond because we're almost healing our inner child. Like,
yes, it feels very just pretend what we're doing right now.
it's so fun. Like, it's like you're the sister that I like never had growing up.
Oh
like,
my gosh, thank you. It's so fun. I feel like you're like my daughter grown up, like Malibu Barbie grown up.
I love you.
And I feel like I hope we have these conversations one day.
I know. You guys will. Malibu Barbie's going to grow up with way less trauma than me.
And by the way, Malibu and Elvis both love Tana. They came down after we filmed yesterday and like Malibu's in a really shy area where she like hides her face. She saw you. She's like showing her shirt. She wants this. Elvis is like grabbing towards Tana to be held. Like give her my little hand, and she's like, "No, I want to be with her." Like
that was the other tangent I went on to Mongeau last night about like just babies and like I was saying this. I don't know how to. And I'll shut up. We can start listening to voice memos. But like I've never felt this way about if my other friends have babies. Like I'm like, oh, cute baby, right?
Yeah.
But when I see your guys' babies, like it's really prevalent in my head that like that's 50% you, like that, and 50% Moses. Like that baby is 50% Trisha Paytas, and it like brings me to tears.
Yeah, it's like a little baby version of you that you just want to like take care of.
And I've just never felt that way about any other baby. I'm like, that's literally half Trisha.
They're like, that's so cute.
That's so
I love that. I feel
cute.
that way that sometimes too. I like want to cry. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, it's like so moving.
They both love you. They always have. Malibu from a baby is always, and it's really crazy because she's just very shy around people. But
maybe it's just the blonde though. Like maybe they're just really comfortable around blondes.
They're like, we love her.
Yes.
It was cute. It was really
Makes
fun.
me want a baby tomorrow, but I won't. I'll be a anti-cracky for as long as I can.
Anti-cracky. You're not anti-cracky. You're anti-Tinkerbell. Once they get into Tinkerbell, they're gonna be like, wow, that's a princess.
That's so God, if I'm pregnant tomorrow, no one asks questions, seriously.
Oh my gosh.
No, I won't.
Okay. I was like, that would be wild. It'd be unexpected, but it would be wild.
I feel like I'd be here every day. I'd be like, what do I do?
Oh my God.
So scared.
That's a whole different turn for the podcast. It just becomes like a pregnancy podcast.
It would.
It is fun, but.
Yeah. Not yet. Not yet. Soon though.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we see what the people want to know?
Let's see what the people want to know. You guys can call us at this number if you want to ask us questions about love, dating, relationship, or really anything. We're down to give advice, even though we're not experts. And if you want to go to patreon.com/notloveline, we have really fun, explicit episodes.
We're going to learn so much about Trisha and I over there that you might not even want to know.
It was late last night. I was like, woo, I don't know what I said, honestly.
Me either. Literally at all.
But it can't get clipped because it's explicit content.
Which is...
Let's take a first call.
Yes!
My question is, I've never fallen in love with a guy before, so I'm not really sure how it feels like. How do you know when you're actually in love with someone? What are the signs? And how can I tell if I'm feeling in love or just infatuated with a guy? Thank you. I love you guys. I love you, Trisha.
Love you! Wow, that's a good question. Infatuation versus love.
Yeah, that is a really, really good question.
How many times have you been in love? Real love?
Probably 3. And
wow.
I think maybe 4. And there's this one that I'm just not sure of to this day. I'm serious. I don't know. But McCall is obviously very different. I love him more than like anyone.
And how did you know? What was the in love versus infatuation?
I guess it's like when you don't question it. And like maybe this is my trauma brain speaking, but like I don't think love is always pretty, right? It's like in those hard moments, like when Moses was like still there writing for you, it's like feeling like they really love you, like unconditionally, you know?
That the unconditional part is, I think, the biggest difference for me. Because I always thought I was in love with everybody I've dated. And like looking back, I'm like, I think I just was like infatuated with everyone.
Yeah, or loved that they loved you maybe, or like whatever.
Well, no one loved
is.
me.
Oh my God.
That's being so truthful. Like definitely no one loved me back. That's why I wouldn't say I was in love. Maybe I was in love with them, but nobody loved me back. So I think it was like infatuation where I was like, I'm obsessed with this person. I love this person. But like no one like loved, oh my God, if someone was like loved me, I would have been like, oh my God, like we're in love. You know what I mean? Moses was the first person like actually loved me, that I wasn't a bother. Like going to see my family wasn't like, ugh, eye roll. You know what I mean? So I think being in love is, like you said, finding someone that like loves you unconditionally. And it's like, it just becomes easy where it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about like what I'm eating, what I'm wearing. Oh.
You know what I think it is too? This is like a big one for me. Like it's like everyone gets the ick and whatever, you know what I mean? But like McCall will do things that like I'll be like, if anyone else in the world was doing this, do you know what I mean? I'm still just like, oh my God, like I love you. Like it's almost like the not pretty moments remind me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's like I'm trying to think of something that he could do that would give me the ick. I know you hate like farting and pooping, so that's like a bad one. But like, you know what I mean? Like he'll be on the toilet sitting down and I'm like, hey cutie.
But like, would that give you an ick normally? Because I feel like you don't mind it.
No, oh my God, I do hate when people like are like peeing or anything with the door open.
Cute.
Yeah, like I don't know. That was like random. I can't think of anything else. But like
that maybe gives me the ick, like farting. But other than that, like things that gave me the ick about Moses before, I like my thing was always like I used to hate that he'd make like TikToks. I'd get like icks. But now when he makes TikToks, I'm like, this is so cute. Even if it's not about Malibu, just him like showing like his tea collection. I was like, oh, that's so cute. But before I'd be like, oh, don't show me that. That's so embarrassing.
Yeah, like all that stuff goes away.
Yeah.
It's just like that's love versus infatuation for me, I think. Is
For
like
sure.
when you love all of them.
Yeah.
Like even just the bad parts, the nasty parts, the gross parts, and you don't question it.
Yeah, and then when they also like can care for you and like your worst. I don't think I've ever had anyone take care of me when I was like sick or anything. They would just be like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow or something. And it's like, so I think all that, like loving you and your worst. But infatuation also tends to like be really hot and heavy at the beginning and then kind of burns out, as opposed to in love can be like hot and heavy at the beginning, but it kind of just
stays, and like even if it goes like burns and it comes back, it's just consistent. It's constant.
Yes. I never had like a relationship literally longer than a year, so I think all mine was just infatuation. But I think if it's over a year,
I love that though. That's real. That's real. To this day, I'm like, wait, I don't know if that was like real love.
Right?
Like, would we die for each other? Like, would we? Like,
would you die for Makoa? Yeah, same. I like pray. I'm always like, let me go before Moses, because like
that's exactly
couldn't
how I
function
feel
without
sometimes.
him. Yeah.
It's like, oh my, I can't outlive you.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
meeting
thing.
you there.
Like, same.
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, but my vaping and probably has me covered, I'll go first. Makoa's way healthier. Next question, Jesus.
Let's go. Thank you to the sponsor of today's episode, Ro. Curious about Ozempic, but not sure if your insurance covers it? That's where Ro comes in. Ro can help you understand if GLP-1s are right for you and your goals, but that's just the beginning. Ro members have support throughout the process. That means no insurance paperwork, and you'll have access to your provider on demand for any questions. Plus, you can sign up online from the comfort of your own home. This means no waiting for an in-person doctor appointment, no commute to the doctor's office, and no waiting rooms. Join the over 250,000 people who have already chosen Ro to access GLP-1s. Go to ro.co/notloveline to find out if you're covered for free. That's ro.co/notloveline. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information, prescription only.
How do I know when it's right to tell my boyfriend that I love him? I love you, Trisha, so much. You're my inspiration. I became a blonde because of you. I'm obsessed with you. Love you. You're an amazing mother and amazing wife.
Wow. I need to go blonde ASAP.
Oh my, no, I love this hair
blonde.
though. And it's healthy. It's all real. I love this hair.
Today is all real today.
I'm copying you. If you see me next week with this hair.
Go to Alan M with me.
Not kidding, I will. Literally.
I wait till he says it.
Yes, literally. I have only horrible advice.
What's your advice?
Like every time I've ever said I love you to someone, I feel like I had to I got hammered to tell Makoa I love you. That's horrible advice.
Oh, same. I think every time I've said I love you, I've definitely been under some sort of like substance. It's a scary thing to say, but
it is.
Oh my God. Wait, actually, that's, what I would say wait, but also I guess I never did. I guess I was always the first to say I love you. I love saying I love you, but
me too.
How long? I don't know. When do you feel it? I feel it right away. I felt it like first day. I was like, I love you.
Yeah, I feel it. I guess maybe like think about it a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, I got Makoa hammered. He doesn't even remember it, and I'll give him. I'm like, you don't remember when I said I love you? And
you said
like,
it first.
Yeah, like I said I love you, and then he said I love you too. But like we were hammered.
How many months in?
Like 3.
Wow. Okay, that's like a healthy time. I think 3 months sounds like a realistic. You could be in love with the person.
We had just spent like Christmas together too, so it was like it felt right, I guess.
Yeah.
And
so
it was like
the moment.
But I've definitely in my life several times like just been up and I'm like, I love you. And it's like, I don't actually know if I've ever said I love you to someone like in a good way.
Like in a genuine way?
Or just in a like, you know what I mean? Like really right moment. Like we're both level headed, like we're whatever. Like my I love yous have always been, wow, this is therapeutic.
Yeah. Your I love yous have been like, woo. I think it's kind of like I like to show, like actions speak louder than words. Sometimes saying I love you. I say I love you a lot to people, but probably in general, like it's better to just
show it. I agree with that. Yeah, girl, you could always wait for him. You could always I have horrible advice for this one.
I think most people would agree with that. Or you do a very casual, like, love you. Oh, did I say that? Oh my gosh.
I agree. Just
do
what
feels right.
What feels right, literally. That's
if you think about the first day, do it. If you say 3 months in. The worst would be though if you say like I don't want to scare her, but like if you say I love you and you don't say I love you back, I never had that happen. Oh, maybe I have. I don't know actually. I can't remember half my relationships.
Definitely had that happen.
Really?
I've had some unrequited love in my life. Oh my God, yeah.
I have too, but I don't know if they've ever like said I don't love you or something. That would be.
I remember in 7th grade, I told my like first crush ever that I was in love with him, and it's like, no, you're not. And I like wrote it out like an acronym. I was like, I'm in love with you, and then he didn't say it back.
Well,
he's in jail
grade.
now though, so karma.
Oh my God. Well, hopefully he's doing okay. Prison reformment.
Yeah, like I hope. I don't know. I don't think he is.
Okay, well, next question.
Hi, Trisha and Tana. My name is Lydia. I'm from Indiana. My question is, I started talking to this guy, and I genuinely feel so happy. Like, I feel like he treats me the best out of anyone I've ever met. But the issue is he's in prison until 2029. So, like, if I really love him like that, should I wait or should I not put my life on hold?
Did I just manifest that? That happened yesterday.
So
that happened yesterday too, where you said something and then it, like the exact voice memo. That's like weird.
We're like weirdly
like synchronicity. Like
with our viewers. Well, you should take that one. Wait, first of all, how long is he in?
2029.
But you just gave your example of someone you loved was in jail, so.
Yeah, granted I was 13.
Ooh. And also like, yeah. What did he do?
There's so much context that this is the definition of one where she should be on the phone. Mm-hmm. I mean, with what we have, it's okay. I guess I actually saw this girl on Twitter the other day asking this, and I was like, and just reading all the responses. Like, I just smoked. I was like locked in. Like, would he do it for her? If you were in prison, would he wait outside and be loyal? That's question number one.
I mean, most guys probably wouldn't, but maybe he treats her really great.
Okay,
so maybe.
I mean, really think about the crime. Like, how do your parents feel? Like the crime matters so much, right? Like, if you just like murdered someone,
yes, I think that's grounds for don't wait for him.
Yeah, but if it was like
smoking in like a state that you can't,
yeah, like
England.
How long would he do it for you? But I also always just get scared of like the wasting the youth.
Ooh, right.
You know?
I think prison, it's like Monopoly, right? Once you go to prison, you just pass everything else. And you can't pass everything else just because he went directly to jail. Don't pass go, do not collect $200. Collect the $200. You know, you have to live your life. And then if he comes out and it's like still waiting, meant to be, then I think that's the way to go. I think if you're like married with like a kid, it's like different. And like my situation, obviously I would wait because like I have like little kids, you know what I mean? But if you're like single, I don't know. But I guess if you're really in love with someone, would you wait?
If it was like Mongeau and he committed like a petty, like a crime I could stomach. Yeah. Right? But like, ooh, God, that's really hard. I think all those factors matter so much.
I'm going to lean, because we're so indecisive, I'm going to lean to, actually I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to say, wait. If he's really treating you right, it's hard to find anyone to treat you right. And the thing is, a lot of people, we don't know why he went, like what he did. Maybe he didn't even do it. We don't know. You know, there's so many things and stereotypes with prisoners.
We need Kim K on the case.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, maybe she could like figure it out and go deeper, you know? But surface level, he didn't commit any violent crimes.
Yeah, I feel like she would have told us that.
Yeah. So I would say wait.
Yeah, I say wait. Do not pass go if it's under 2 years. And if it's over 2 years, girl, really sit and think, because you're not in prison, Debo. Remember that.
True. But conjugal visits and stuff, like, you know what I mean? It could be exciting.
I'm sure you guys could have like spicy moments through the glass.
Through the glass. Like Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan.
And like sending the Polaroid like pictures of you and like your letters.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they like, I saw one where someone like stitches like jewelry for them. They like bead turquoise jewelry and send it back home. And she's like, look what he sent me. Do you follow that girl on TikTok? Or
no, but that's awesome.
There's a girl who's like, boyfriend's been in there forever. And she like lives down the street from the prison and always visits him. And he like sends her like turquoise earrings and turquoise necklaces and like everything. And I was like, word.
Why is that kind of camp? Like what my boyfriend made me in prison hall.
And that's literally what she does. That's her whole TikTok is about being a prison wife. And I'm like, kind of iconic. And I think he's like part Native American, so he gets money from the state, you know, as like payback or whatever. So it goes to her. And I was like, okay. She has a nice house and
you don't have to like deal with a man all the time. She's in like a slay situation.
That's what I'm saying. Like, kind of absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
Suddenly I'm like, girl. Yeah. Like, you put on that orange jumpsuit, baby. Like it's hot.
It's not an ideal situation, but if that's the situation you're in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the positives, and I feel like those are some pretty good positives.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want that situation, but if it happened, make it
could
exciting.
Be worse. Yeah. I just really hope he's not like Ted Bundy.
Yeah, well, I think we're putting that aside that he's not. Just disclaimer. Yes. All right, we love you. So that's when we're hoping stays together.
Yeah, I think they should stay together.
Good luck.
Hi, ladies. I'm calling from Ohio, and I'm going to remain unnamed. However, I'm wondering what you would do if you can't get over an ex that you dated 5 years ago. Thanks. Bye.
Oh. The face. Wait, is this you? I feel like you get over exes. You just know.
I'm so happy. I've definitely had periods of my life where I felt like this.
I mean,
like where I just could not get over. That's why Paige is laughing at me.
Oh, I would not think that about you at all. I feel like you move on quickly.
Girl, I'll act like it, but like as you get closer with me, like just I'm such a Cancer to a fault. Like
You're a Cancer?
Yes, and I'm so emotional, and it shows in that way. I'm so like I'm not over that happened in the 3rd grade. Wow. Like I am so happy and in love with Mongeau. I don't want anyone else. But I've had periods of my life where I thought I was this girl.
Oh, I've never gotten over any ex until I meet the next one. Like I'm obsessed with that person till I meet someone else. Like for the most part, I think it just is like a time. For me, it was always like finding someone else that I liked more, and I was like, oh, thank God, like I like this person better.
I do. Like I don't even. This is not Loveline because I don't think this is the best advice, but I love like in order to get over someone, sometimes you have to get under someone else. Sometimes
sure.
You got to work through your own traumas. Like don't use them to fill a void and cover up, but it is important to get back out there because they're your ex for a reason.
Absolutely. Have you gotten back with an ex?
I'm like, carry the
4.
Oh,
really? I guess I don't know like your like love life like that. So like I don't know the lore, as you would say.
The lore runs deep. I definitely all these situations I relate to so hard. I felt like in times of my life where I truly was not over someone, like I just really had to appreciate the relationship for what it is, you know, like what it was, what it taught me, the person it made me. And like, that's what I feel like I would tell her, like appreciate that he made you the person you are, but he is your ex for a reason. And
if it was meant to be, he would be yours. Yes. You know, I do believe that because I always think like, no, that was like the love of my life. And then you look back and you're just like, that person didn't like you. That person didn't want you. There was a reason you guys weren't meant to be together. Because I think every single person I've ever dated, I was like, that was the love of my life. I would like cry for like years over a lot of people.
Same.
But yeah. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. You just seem like someone who just moves on quickly, like doesn't care, keeps it moving.
I try to keep it cute, but like I'm in the car with Paige, like screaming to Gracie Abrams,
really?
Like crying. Again, now I'm healed, but for so long I was not.
Because you never went to the internet and like cried. I've never seen you like crying about a guy online.
That makes me so happy because I definitely have. But I love that you haven't seen it.
You did a video crying somewhere.
For sure.
About a boy.
Yeah, I cried over Brad Sousa on the internet. I cried over Jake Paul on the internet.
Wait, what was the video? What was the context? You're just like, they broke up with me. Like, what is it? You did? Is it still out there?
I had... Yeah, after, because Brad cheated on me. So then I like sat down and like sobbed about that. And then with Jake, like when we were just like, there was like problems. I don't even remember what they were, but I know I was in bed in a striped t-shirt. Chris Miles, I was on Twitter every single day tweeting something.
Okay, were you sad or were you like angry?
All of it. Every emotion, everything. My digital footprint is
I never knew this about you.
That
I was
makes
like,
me
wow.
so happy. That's such a serve for me.
That's so crazy because I always thought like no one ever like cries about their boyfriend online. And then I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Okay,
oh my God, finally healed. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think what Trisha said is so right though too. Not even just like what's meant to have been would have been, but what's meant to be will be. Like if 10 years down the line, if you guys are meant to be, you will be.
Yeah, nothing could like stop what's meant to be yours. I truly feel because like I feel like at the beginning of like my husband, like when we like started dating Moses, I literally was like everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong. I like was throwing curveballs and tests here and there. I was like, oh, there should be every like 5,000 reasons why he should not have been with me and broken up with me. But we stopped finding a way together somehow. So I think it's just like meant to be and you can't screw it up. And I tried to sabotage it so many times. And I think you just can't when it's like meant to be and you're just like, wait, I agree. Like little things would like bring us back together. Like someone would like break into my house and I'd call him because I'd be scared. I'm like, well, I feel like God just wants me to call this man to come back into my life, you know? So
shout out to that robber. Like not kidding.
Like 3 times it happened. It was every time like Moses and I would get into like an argument. For a minute, I really thought, I was like, did you like call these people? Because like as soon as his car would be gone during the pandemic, it would happen. So I guess people were just like looking at the house and seeing like if his car was there. So when it was gone for a period of time, that's when it would happen. And I'd call him, he'd come back, nothing happened again.
My crazy. Imagine it's like a paid, like you're hiring a paid actor.
I was like, did you hire them? Because it happens every 3 times.
It's iconic.
I don't think he wanted my crazy.
Moses would never do that, but that's something I would have definitely done at some point in my life. Yeah.
It just, you know, 5 years is a long time, but it took me 5 years to get over a guy I dated like in my 20s. And I wasn't even, didn't even like leave the house. The caller yesterday was talking about how like nobody would like, they wouldn't leave the house with them. And I dated a guy like that for like 3 years. We couldn't like leave the house, but I was so in love with him and it took so long to get over him.
And it's hard because you just, especially like you look back on the past with such rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
And you only remember how happy you were with the person.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you just, you know what I mean, water down the bad moments. You're like, well, it wasn't that bad. That, you know, this was the love of my life and whatever, but your ex is for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think that's just
it's crazy. Isn't that crazy too? They could be the worst person in the whole world. And you're just like, but that was the love of my life. And it's like, no, that's not. I read somewhere like the love of your life is not the person you're crying over. Like if they're making you cry, that's not the love of your life.
And number one thing, back to Gabby Hanna's advice always, the number one thing you've got to have is someone who wants you the way you want them. Girl, I don't care if it's advice. I think you need to get under some new people to get over someone else.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that definitely helps. Or makes it worse. You know, I mean, most of the time, yes, but one time after I broke up, or I didn't break up, everyone's always broken up with me. I'm like, when I broke up with someone, it's like always been broken up with. I went on like it wasn't a date, but kind of. Do you know who Fabio is?
Why do I know who Fabio is?
He has like long blonde hair. He's like on the cover of all the romance covers. Do you know who that is? He's from like the 80s. I went on like a 3-way. It wasn't like a date, but it was like a date where we like met up with him in the Pacific Palisades like a month after like breaking up with this person who was like the person I dated was like so, and I don't mean this mean, but just like so unattractive, like just like maybe like the like ugliest person I've ever seen. But I was like so like whatever. So then I got with Fabio, who, and I say that to compare. Fabio's a male model, right? Like he's this gorgeous guy. We had just came back from Maui shooting my music video like on the beach in a bed, and like we went on this like date, and it wasn't a date because my mom and sister were with me, but it was kind of like this like whatever kind of a date thing or whatever. But then I was like, ooh, like you know this is gonna be great. I'm here with Fabio, like I'm gonna get over this person. But then it just like made me kind of like miss that person because even though he was like ugly, he was like funny, and Fabio's really sweet but not funny. So then I was like, oh my gosh. So, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it does feel better. So
I agree. Like if it's not the right fit, it will make you feel worse. But don't give up. You know,
just keep going.
Even just really think about what you didn't like in that person. Because even though you miss your ex, he's still your ex for a reason. There's got to be something, and look for that in other people, like the things that he didn't fulfill for you. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So
I believe in you, girl. I know it's hard.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
It takes time, and it takes someone else to show you how amazing you are, and you're like, oh, thank
100%. They are your ex for a reason.
I love it. That was a Gabby Hanna reference again. We should get her on. Dr. Drew, Gabby Hanna. Those are our guest lists.
Clock it.
Miss Tana, Miss Trish, let me say, I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much for, first of all, having this opportunity. I'm very happy that I get to call in. Second of all, okay, here's the tea. I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years. 5 years. I feel like I don't know what to do because ultimately he wants kids and I don't. I want to be with someone who wants to be with me forever. And obviously, if I'm not going to give him kids, he doesn't want to be with me forever. So, like, I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, this is cool. We're having fun. But, like, what should I do? Like, I'm in my early 20s. Like, I want to date, like, women. Like, low-key. What's the tea? What do I do, queens? Love you.
Girl, you know what you want to do.
Right. She said it herself. She's like, I'm into women, go there.
Yeah, you know exactly that's hard. Because I get it. Like, if you don't want kids, you don't want kids.
I think that's a big, like, boundary that, like, you shouldn't change for someone, I think.
Yeah, that's really hard and definitive. Because you, like, as someone with parents who I feel like didn't want me, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that. You don't want to, you know what I mean?
Oh, you can tell the parents who, like, did not want kids. And you're, like, so sad for the kids.
Yeah, and it's like, if you clearly know it's the biggest boundary, arguably. Like,
but then you know what? It's crazy because, like, okay, John Mulaney. So, like, he was with his wife for like 10 years. She wanted kids. He didn't. They divorced. 6 months later, he gets Olivia Munn pregnant, and they're on their second baby now. Oh my, I'm speechless. I would be murderous. Like, oh my God. So, but is it like, okay, I'll use a different example as a female. So, like, do you know Jeannie Mai? She's from like the Real or something. She's like, she's a host. Anyways, she was with, same thing, her husband for like 10, 12 years. She didn't want kids. He did. They divorced. He ends up having a baby. She goes with a rapper and he wants a kid, so she has a baby with him. He leaves her a year after, and she like didn't, it's like obviously she said she wanted a baby with him, but then he leaves her and like cheats on her and all this stuff like that. Meanwhile, so she left her husband of 10 years who wanted kids and was like so about her, and then now she's like left with being a single mom, which I mean it happens, it's not her fault, but she was basically saying like it wasn't about not wanting kids, she wanted to meet the right person to have kids with, in her opinion. So Can you change if you meet someone who's like, I love you and I want a kid with you?
That is so true. Like, I spent a lot of my life thinking I didn't want kids. And then as I started to love myself and love my partner more, now it's like I want 17 little lint lickers running around my house. And like, that's crazy, you know?
Right.
And
So
early 20s, it's like you have so much more time and you don't want to make that decision right now when you're not sure.
Yes.
And like, if you stay with this man and you never les out, I think you will spend the rest of your life being like, I never lesed out. I never tried. I never munched some box.
Definitely munched some box because the box munchers I know, they were like, I didn't know until like that they tried it. You know what I mean? I think it's a lot different for women, like to really know. I mean, some people just know, right? But like for me too, it's like you don't know unless you like try. You're like, maybe this is it. And then once you do it, you're like, this is what was missing. You know what I mean? Like I think girls, it's a little harder because it's just like, oh, I'm supposed to like men. I think I like men. They're okay. Yeah. But then you're with a woman that changes your life and you're just like, oh, this is what I was missing. Yeah. So that might be your body kind of just telling you like, maybe not with this person or this gender.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's like, I also think that if this guy that she's with is maybe the one, he will understand those things. And then maybe you guys get back together in 5 years when you have everything figured out.
Yes.
And then your soccer mom minivan, the house down boots.
And you're like so happy. You're like, okay, I did everything I needed to do.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's having kids so much later. I literally talked to someone today because I was like, do you want more kids? I was like, oh, I'm kind of getting older. And she's like, if it makes you feel any better, my mom and dad were in their 50s when they had me. And I was like, okay, slay. And they're like still alive, still well. And I was like, okay, so everyone's like having kids later. So I think in your 20s, unless you're like for sure you want to be a parent, I think like wait and
100%. Yeah, I think that it's just hard because it's like you're comfortable. You've been with this guy for 5 years. You love him, but feeling like you have more to explore is always it's a really hard situation. But again, if he's the one, it will all work out. And you don't want to be 45 and in a situation where you have regrets this heavy, this deep. Like those are deep things to regret. Like I have a kid and I regret it, or like I never I might not be with the right gender and I regret it. Like that's tough. Yeah.
Oh, those kind of things are huge. It's really your body telling you like give some other people a try. You don't need to dump him, but if he's like a hard like I need babies now, like I wish I could be with you but I can't.
Yeah.
You know? So but that's kids are such a big boundary. I wouldn't let anyone like sway you if you're on the fence about it. I would say if you're on the fence, like don't do it. But you'll know if you know.
Go Les Out, girl. We love you.
Ooh, that's a good name for a podcast. Go Les Out.
I love Les Out.
I would love that. And first, like, time with being with women, like those experiences, because I'm so curious when people are with a girl for the first time, because mine was like, I was so bad at it. And I was like, God, I would love to know how people were like, if they were good at it. You know what I mean?
It's way harder than being with a man.
For sure. You can't just lay there. I mean, you could, but that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, and just it, like all of it emotionally, like women, think about how we are emotionally. Imagine like 2 of that.
Oh, like, yeah, it's a lot.
Like, I just feel like men are just so different.
Disconnected. Yeah. They cry more with like lesbians.
Girl fights will go on for 2 weeks. Like a man will be like, okay, we've exhausted this, you know? Like
I've never fully dated a girl. I guess you have. I've never fully been in a relationship, so I don't know. I've only like been with a girl.
And I always really dated girls like me who are like a little crazy, a little wild. So when I'm like, oh my God, it's like looking in a mirror. Like I almost need someone to like
a little bit
down.
more.
Which could have been a girl. I just never dated any calm girls ever.
LA has some
crazy,
some spicy girls, some wild girls, but we are LA girls, so we fit in that category as well.
That's true. Yeah,
love all the girls.
That's why we need our Moses and our McCoys to make us not murderous.
I would have loved being with a girl. I'm just really bad at it, like intimately. I'm bad at it.
Yeah, and it feels way more intimate and like naked. And like, like just your like heart. It's like it's almost like a lot.
I also think I was like very insecure to be with like in a lesbian relationship. I was so insecure. I really just thought I was, I don't know, not attractive enough.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to being with like a man, you're just like, well, I'm the prettiest girl in this relationship. You know,
literally, that's so true. And like all the clothes sharing and getting jealous over girlfriends and like just all of it.
So triggered because one time I was with a girl and she said, can I like literally borrow a shirt? And it literally looked like a 6'6", 600-pound man sweatshirt on her. She was like swallowed in it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm the man in this relationship. You're being swallowed.
I was always the man. I couldn't agree more with that. It's crazy. I feel like there are girls who genuinely tried to date me just to borrow my clothes. Like, and I'm literally not lying.
It's a good idea in theory. Then you double your wardrobe if they do not have the same wardrobe. And mine did not have the same wardrobe. Mine's Target everything. Like if we were in a relationship, we'd be matching all the time.
But don't get discouraged girl. Like, seriously, go Les out. We love you.
Yeah, girl, it's really the year of it's really the decade of lesbians. And I really think they're like here to stay. And I think you should go that way for sure.
100%, especially if you're thinking about it. And there are so many great girls out there. My experiences are unfortunately tainted because it's not Loveline. You get it, girl.
I love lesbian questions. I hope we should do a whole episode just lesbians.
I love it.
This next sponsor, DraftKings Casino. We love them so much. Glad to have them back here sponsoring Not Loveline. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Holidays on the house. DraftKings Casino. With this season's offerings, you'll unwrap everything on your list, exclusive games, huge jackpots, and exciting rewards. DraftKings is offering a warm welcome to new players with $100 instantly in casino credits with just a $10 wager. Plus, everyone can get in on the action with a holiday reward every week. So sign up with code NOTLOVELINE because the holiday cheer is here. Only on DraftKings Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in Connecticut. Help is available. For problem gambling, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 plus, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, only void in Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Opt-in required. Casino credits are non-withdrawable and expire in 168 hours. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos.
Hi, Tana and Trish. I had a question of how do I get my boyfriend to propose faster to me? I feel like it's been forever. All right. Love you, girls. Bye.
Oh, no. Wait. What happened?
No, I'm thinking diabolically. Like last night, what was the one that we had last night where it was on Patreon, but we were saying to convince this man to do something on the Patreon, we were saying to make him think it was his idea.
Oh, we love you're like gaslight him.
Like literally. Like I'm trying to think.
But proposals are so good. I don't know if it's gaslighting. That's why I feel like the term's a little much because like letting someone think something's their idea, they did come up with it eventually. You just guided them that way. You know what I mean? It's not like you forced them to say it. So, and I think there is something to it when you feel like you came up with the idea. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of how you could gaslight a man into thinking that proposing to you was his idea.
I don't know. It's tough. That's a tough one. I think in general, like proposing faster, I was definitely someone who's just like, when are we getting married? Like, I was definitely that.
That's what I ask Mongeau every day.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of breaking news. No, you don't.
Yeah,
You're not trying to get engaged.
I'm taking things just like at a normal pace. Like I'm not being insane.
It's over a year. I feel like a year is the time. Or is that too quick? I don't know. I thought a year is like an engagement. Because you can be engaged for like 4 years, 5 years. That is true. I love the engagement. I've always said like engagement is the best part because you just got a ring and you're like, I'm committed. And like you're not really committed yet. And you can just like, well, you are. But it's not like a legal contract. You know what I mean?
I agree fully. Being engaged is so sorry for my usage of that, editors. But maybe you're like looking at a Pinterest board of rings. Maybe, go on his phone and then like go on his Explore page and start looking at a bunch of rings. So then they just naturally come up on his Explore page more. Yes. And then he'll be thinking like, oh, this is a sign. And like it's not, but like it is.
But it kind of is. That's actually kind of tea. I would just show like the rings I liked. I was like, oh, look at these rings. You know what I mean? And I think ultimately like it will be his decision too. I feel like if it's not fast enough for you, I don't know.
On Christmas Day, you could open a big box and be like, oh my God, is this the ring? Like, just like, it's not. He knows it's not, but like you're planting the idea.
Right. Just everything is like, oh my God, is this a proposal? And he's like, no. And you're like, oh.
Paid actors could be of use here. Like, but like hire 2 people and you guys are like at lunch and then like you hire a guy to propose. And you're like, oh my God, babe, look, he's proposing her.
Oh, right. Idea. Always have your nails done. Just be like, nails are ready. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think ultimately you probably can't speed up the process, like from being real. I think like that's good hints, but like
I do like real honest truth. I think that a man is ready when he's ready. That's why the taxi cab theory exists. Have you ever heard about that? Where it's like a guy will be with a girl. It was kind of similar to what you were saying, I think, with John Mulaney, but like a guy will be with a girl for 5 years and she's like, propose to me, whatever. He doesn't. They break up and then a year down the line, he's with a new girl and he proposes because the taxi cab came by and the light was on. He was ready. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like you can't make anyone ready for anything is the real advice, obviously.
I think so. I think also too, it's like there could be things, maybe he really does want to marry you. Maybe he can't afford the ring, can't afford the proposal. You know, there's like so many things. He's stressed. It's not the right time, you know, all stuff like that. I think I think all of that comes into play.
And you want to marry someone you can communicate with. And the real truth is, like, if you guys sat down and you were just like, hey, what are you thinking of the timeline of our future? Right?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about the timeline of our future? And how do you feel about these things? You know, maybe he saw stuff with his parents he didn't like, or what. Just so many things are factors.
Communication's a big one.
Yeah.
I think, and then you're on the same page. Like, I knew the engagement was coming, but like I didn't know when, which was fine. It was like a surprise, but I at least knew, because we had like so many talks about it where I'm like, I really do want to be like engaged, married, kid, you know, that kind of thing. And so I think you just have to have that communication. And I pushed in every relationship, when are we getting married? When are we getting married? And it's like, it's the worst feeling to be that person. You know what I mean? They should just like want to do it. You should be on the same page.
I agree.
And
I do think there's a mark when people are like, we've been together dating for 8 years and he hasn't proposed. I'm like, girl.
especially if one wants it. It's like, okay, like there's people who are like, we didn't want it. We didn't care. Okay, great. But then the people who are like, oh, I'm waiting 8 years. I'm like, don't wait that long.
And then it's like, I would tell the girl she deserves someone who is ready and wants her more, you know, but each situation is different.
Yeah, you don't want to like waste your life, but it'll probably happen.
Communicate.
Just be patient.
Yeah, communicate, be patient, or hire paid actors and, you know, seed his whole Explore page. And
the Explore page is a good one. Just talk about it a lot around the phone. Look up the rings. Yeah,
oh my
that's
God,
a good
he's
one.
like asleep and you're in the phone like wedding ring, wedding ring. That would literally be me.
It works. It works. I would always show like, oh my God, look, they got proposed. Oh my God, look how he did it. Like I was always like showing that, you know what I mean? It's the way to go. It'll happen. It will be with the right person. I thought I'd never get married, and then someone out there will want to marry you. Maybe it's him. So be patient.
Yeah, I hope it's him and we love you.
Yeah. Woo. Next question.
Hi, I have a question. I went out with this guy a few times. Everything was pretty chill. I went to meet his like mom and sister and everybody. Then on the ride home, tells me he doesn't want anything serious. But I still kind of like him, and we went no contact. His birthday's coming up soon. Should I slide back in and get in with like the happy birthday text?
Oh,
Mia. I've happy birthdayed my way back into so many people's lives. Yeah, that was like one of my favorites. And like, I put it in my calendar. Like, oh my God, when I was insane. Yeah.
Wow. It never worked. I always did it and it never worked for me. They like blocked me. They're like, stop.
That also happened to me. Don't worry.
I've never once had it work, but you did.
It does work. But dude, I've been talking about this with a lot of my friends lately because I just have a lot of friends who will be in like situationships and we talk about it. But like, men really will like take you to meet their mother and on the car ride home tell you they don't want anything serious.
Yeah.
They're like asking for your ring size and then the next day saying they don't want a girlfriend.
Did you see that on TikTok? I saw a guy like literally like everything he says right before he breaks up to you is like, what's your ring size? Just asking. And it's like, yeah, guys are the worst in that category. I think that's, and I don't know why they're like that. Like what's the point?
Like, just me.
Right,
like,
right.
Literally just take your out. Like that's what you want to do anyways. Why are you wasting my time?
I will never understand that part of the male psychology. I don't know unless they're like trying to show their family they have like a girlfriend or something. Like it is very odd. I do not wish to understand it. Her question was at the end, what was her question?
If she should happy birthday her way back in.
I mean, yeah, if your heart feels that way. I mean, I happy birthday every single time. Once that birthday came around, I was like, you know what you shouldn't do? It was like if they're like, someone passes away in their family. Because I used to be like, oh my God, I heard this person passed away in your family. I'm so sorry. And they would literally be like, don't do that. They're literally like, leave me alone.
Piecing your way back into their life. That's it. That's so funny. And it's not funny, but it's so funny.
I would just do it by like just stalking. I'm like, oh my God, I found out like someone's like grandma passed away. And I was just like, oh my God.
You're like 8 Facebook pages deep. Like real.
And they're literally like blocked me. Literally it was on Facebook. They blocked me on Facebook. I was like, damn, they knew. So I think a happy birthday is, you know what? If your heart feels with it, just go with your heart. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do it, you're going to be like, I wish, because it worked for you sometimes. So
yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I agree if you really feel this way, but you have to account for the fact that in 8 months' time, you might end up in the same situation where now it's like, he did this, this, and this, and he still doesn't want a relationship. Like, he told you, he showed you who he is, and you don't want to have to sell yourself to someone. Like, please date me, please this, please that. You deserve better, and you are already out of it.
That's sane advice, but we both know, like, we've all done it.
I have happy Groundhog's Day'd my way back into a man's life, okay? Like, you rest in peace in your way back in is so, I'll never get over that. That's so funny. So, I mean, like, it happens, girl, you know, send him some confetti via emoji and you might be getting that again. But if he, you know, if he does the same thing, you can't be surprised. So just really, you know, think about that.
Put it out there, but be prepared that it may not work out. But good luck. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, babe. Oh my God.
Next caller.
Hi, Trisha and Tana. This is Catherine from West Virginia. And I have a question. What kind of advice would you give a 55-year-old woman, obviously single, on how to land a guy? Like, have more men or potential suitors, so to speak, be interested in me? I'm having a hard time with it. I don't know if it's just like the guys around here or what it is, but anyhow, I'm bored. But yeah, so we're my son and I are actually coming to New York, and we're going to come see your married Trish Smith, and we're super excited about it. And yeah, so kind of give me some ideas, would you please? I need some help really, really bad. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, Catherine.
That's so cute from West Virginia coming up to New York. That's so sweet.
So cute.
I hope you meet someone at my show. That'd be so cute.
Yeah, that's so cute. Catherine, that like, oh my God, that's so cute.
It is so cute. I know. After
I love her.
seeing your show, that's what inspired me to do mine. Because it's like, wow, you had so many people there that like love you guys so much, and it's like so surreal to see people in real life. Like, you know what I mean? And you're like so many people. I was just like, God, to even see like one person. One person held up a gesture shutting. I'm like, even that one person's like, wow, there's a real life person that likes me. You know, it's just like so cool.
And there are so many. I will tell you this till the dawn of time. You have the best fans in the world, and like just hearing like how much in her voice, how much she loves you. Like that is like so beautiful.
And she's so sweet. I love that she's like a hopeless romantic, not giving him love. Because obviously she has a son, so she's been in a relationship before. Because I was like thinking, like, has she never been in a relationship? Which is very like actually normal too. I see that on TikTok a lot. Like people in their 40s never having a boyfriend. I think it's super normal. I say that all the time. Like I really didn't have a real boyfriend until like I met Moses like when I was 32. So I think normalized like not having a boyfriend. But she's obviously been in a relationship. And you sound so sweet. And I can't wait to see you in New York. But
and I don't want to like make it be sad. You know, it's not sad. Like she wants to find something. She's excited. She's gathered all this life experience to now like meet someone in this like new version of herself, and like that's really cool.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fact that she's like so excited about it still, because I think at some age you can just be like, ugh, like I'm over it. You know what I mean? So that fact that she's still out there like looking and wanting to meet guys, it may be tough. She did say like her area, it's like maybe like, I don't know West Virginia that well, but you know, sometimes you exhaust all your options in your area. You have a son, so it may be harder to move. But
if I lived in a small town, I'd be
right.
Like, oh my God.
You're in LA and I still feel like you see like the same people.
I still feel like yeah.
So I think being in a small town, yeah, like you just could move to like another town. I don't know how easy that is to just move, but maybe you find more or set your Bumble or whatever to like a bigger
radius.
Like 90 Day Fiance, they go on like international dating sites.
Yeah, they do. That is so true.
You know what I mean?
I was just at my best friend's brother's wedding, right? And so I've known her parents forever. And they got divorced a while back, and I love her parents so much, but it wasn't working, and they waited till the kids were old enough and they got divorced. And then both of them one went on Match.com and one went on like some other something, and now they're both in the happiest relationships. Wow. And their family is so happy, and seeing that at the wedding, I was like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
That like it almost like seeing her mom, it was like it almost felt like she's like a 21-year-old girl again with the like guy that she should have been with all along, and she met him, and they met on Match.com. Like people
Match is good, yeah.
And people talk about that like it's like antiquated or scary or whatever. Like I think that it's about getting back out there and really going on the dates, really talking to the people, even if you're scared. I don't know if you drink, have a glass of wine maybe, and go on those dates, girl.
Because keep going out, keep talking to people. I think that's such a big one. That's so cool. It is cool because I think you can have multiple loves of your life. You know what I mean? Like if you think it was like the love of your life, I think I saw it on like The Golden Bachelor, right? There was like soulmates, and they got widowed or something. So then they find someone else, and there's like a second love. I think there's so many like second chance at love, and I do love that too. And I feel just go out there and
just don't let the fact like your age or anything like discourage you. You can feel 21 again. You could end up having the best of your life, the hottest.
Oh yeah,
everything. Like you could feel hotter than you've ever felt, more loved, more seen, and like I love her. And
55 is young, actually.
Yes.
I used to think like 30 was old, 50 was old. And when you actually think about it, like I look at like my parents who are almost close to 70, they still feel so young to me. They still are like so active and stuff. So 55 is very young, you know? So I think it's,
you can be bouncing on it tomorrow, girl. And that's what we want for you. We do.
But how does she go about it? How does she find the people? Match.
Yeah, like I think websites
Sponsored.
and dating. Right. Come on, Match.com. Come on, Plenty of Fish.
Is Plenty of Fish still around?
Why do I know that?
I don't know. I used to have a dating app in the UK called Plenty of Trish. I did. Look it up. It's like it was a weird, sketchy app.
No way. And like your fans were meeting and dating each other?
I don't know, really.
That's cool.
It was a company that's like, do you want to have a dating app? And I was like, yeah. And I'm actually not sure.
That is the sickest thing I've ever heard. I love your lore. Like, I would have never found that out if we weren't shooting the show right now. You would have never told me that.
It's kind of a bad name for a dating. Like, Plenty of Trish.
That's so iconic, though. It's just like, that's so iconic.
Anyways,
like,
shout out Plenty of Trish.
Only you will relate to this, but sometimes it's like, at least the name was good. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, we have very similar names in that sense where there's a lot of puns we can do. Like, I still think you should have a self Tana because your name sounds like that. I'm always like, you're so tan, Tana. Like, it's cute. It's so cute. Like, why don't you have one?
It's so true. I really should, honestly. I feel like my tan just always is like splotchy, so I'm not the poster girl.
Find it good.
Yeah.
There was a guy on TikTok who made a self Tana. Did you see that? Matthew Stevens. He's been on our podcast.
Really? Is he the one that had the drama with Michaela?
Yes. After that,
he came to my show. I think he came to the same show you came to, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And he like gave us the product. I was gonna try it, but I forgot.
It's good. Illusion Bronze. Not sponsored, but he's sweet. He's very sweet. He used to work for Mariah Carey. He was like her assistant.
No way.
Yeah,
I wonder what that was like. People have lots of stories about Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I love her. His stories seem nice. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
Imagine during the holidays, just walking in her house and she's like hitting the whistle tone. Like that'd be the peak.
Time.
Yeah, like so good. I would die.
I love her so much.
How did we get to Mariah Carey? I love this show. This is so fun. Catherine, we love you.
Yeah, you're gonna find someone for sure.
Hey, Tana and Trish. I was wondering what your guys' opinion is. I basically hooked up with a guy one night, had a couple drinks, was really feeling him, hooked up with him. This was amazing. And then right after, he let me know that he was married. But he's still texting me constantly. And this was really good, but also, what do I do?
Like, the real advice, like, leave him alone. He's married. Like, shame on him. But, like...
That's the thing, the, like, moral, like, eventually you will end up in a position where you feel so bad for his wife, right? And, like... Or you like him and then that's a mess.
That's, I think, more it, right? Because I've definitely been with people like that. And it's just like thinking like, oh, they'll leave the wife. They'll do all this. So then you end up hurting yourself more. Like now I obviously have like sympathy in that situation. But yeah, usually you don't think about the wife, which is like fine. You know, you shouldn't be. That guy should be thinking about his wife. But I think ultimately it's going to hurt yourself. Because you're going to, unless you're really, I don't know.
Like guys all the time can have completely emotionless, right? Like guys all the time, you see it where it's like they're just the girl, they have no emotion, who cares? And like women should be able to do that too, but we also literally release different chemicals.
Yes.
Different like oxytocin and all that like when we hook up with guys. And so like that's scary. And like falling for someone who you know is immediately showing you they're a liar.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's
that's
horrifying.
Yeah. There's lots of good sex out there. You know what I mean? I know it could be like amazing, but there is actually like lots of it, actually. Everything. And each one is a new experience. With the last caller too, I was going to say that like new love is exciting. I always say this to most of them. I'm sad we'll never have like a first kiss and a first, you know, because that's so exciting, right? That whole like first time. So, you know, you'll find someone else who's like just as amazing that's not married. Because honestly, it's just kind of a person, unless he's like, we're in an open relationship or something, which clearly he obviously just lied to you. Yeah, I think that's a no-go.
Yeah, and I totally get how it feels to be like, this is the best I've ever gotten. I'm never going to get it again. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm going to stay just because it's so good. It doesn't exist out there. It does. Might take you a couple tries, but it does. And you don't want a married man. Like you're just, you're worth so much more than that. You know, it's like you deserve someone who wants you. And obviously if you just want, yes, you know, but still like,
but even if you get him, right, they always say like you lose him how you get him, right? We saw it obviously sadly with like Chloe and stuff. You see this like all the time, like with Blake Shelton, like with Miranda Lambert. It's like he cheats on her.
Chicken Fry.
Yeah, like right. And it just sucks. It's just how it is. And like, so even if you are the one to change them, like, are you? I don't know.
And why even get yourself involved in this mess? I think it's better to get out now. Like, you know what I mean? Before you're sobbing over this man who's f***ing you and then going home to his wife and kissing her. Like, just.
That's like actual advice. Take it. Don't go to him. That's awful.
Don't get stuck in sand, girl. There's better out there, I promise. Yep.
Hi, Trisha. Hi, Tana. I'm almost a year into the best relationship of my life. I found my Moses. I found my Makoa. I'm hoping you can relate to this feeling, but I don't feel like I deserve it. I'm a great girlfriend, and I would never do anything to compromise my relationship, but I'm nervous that the person I was before I met him will ruin this somehow, someday.
Oh,
wow. That's a heavy question.
I'm not feeling deserving of your partner.
And almost feeling scared that a version of you still lives in you. It's real.
That's terrifying. It is scary. I think it kind of goes back to like, you can't mess it up. I think honestly, stop saying that, because honestly, like, it kind of manifests itself. When I used to say that, like, I would push people away. I'd be like, I don't deserve you. I don't whatever. But you like do deserve that. I feel like everybody, no matter what you've done in your past, your karma, whatever it is, everyone like is deserving of love. It feels like a basic like human need, right? Like water, air, food, love. Like everyone needs it. So you are deserving of it. You just gotta
so profound.
Believe it.
I'm not kidding. I almost literally teared up. That was so profound.
Yeah, you are. I mean, everyone is. I always thought that too. I was like, oh, because I, been an escort and been with married guys. I was like, well, that's my karma. I'll just never have a happy relationship because I ruined so many people's. You know what I mean? But like at the end of the day, you do deserve it. And I don't think you can like mess it up. And you said it's a great relationship. He's a great guy, and there's a reason he's with you.
And I also think I relate to that a lot. I honestly did feel that a lot with Makoa. Not so much. There were moments where it's still where you want to convince yourself, your old self in there, your brain wants to convince yourself you don't deserve it. The bottom line with that is you do deserve it. You do. You do deserve it. Squash that thought right now, because that thought, there's no good ending to that thought. That there's no thinking that is not going to get you absolutely anywhere. And I feel like, listen, you have made the steps, right? Like, it's like you want to change. Therefore, that is step one. And you no longer want to be that old version of yourself. But I did have a lot of moments with Makoa where I would notice myself falling into my old patterns, my natural reactions, my, who I had been, and low moments where I convinced myself, like, maybe this is always who I am and whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to make active changes. I had to find myself, even just in small moments, possessing more patience, even just in coping mechanisms. If something upsets me, not going to these coping mechanisms that do feel like home, that do feel like the Tana for 20 years did know and rely on.
Yep.
And it is an active feeling of choosing every day to actively resist those until you fully unlearn those behaviors. But if you love someone enough, you will do it. And you are capable of that, and you are capable of more, and you are not, do not feel like you are in that box forever. But trust me when I say, this arguably on Not Loveline is the question I've related to the most. Like, I really had moments where I looked in the mirror and I was like, God, will I just be this awful, this, and forever? And ultimately, I'm not. I won't. I've changed, and I continue to change every day, and I make that choice every day.
Yeah. Agreed. Couldn't agree more. And I feel that exactly the same thing. I thought I was always just like this. I'm like, people just have to deal with this. This is just who I am.
Yeah.
But it's not. You can change. You can also like literally rewire like chemicals in your brain. Like, like a lot of us have chemical imbalances, and you can actually change all that and just, seek the help, whatever your issues are. And, again, like it took a while for me to like change, and it's a lot of trial and error, but like they stand by you, especially if you have a good guy. Like, they understand, they see the effort, and they'll stand by you, and it'll work out. Like,
and like active growth in any capacity, whether it's a relationship or growing who you are in any way, takes that every day. You have to wake up and say, I'm going to change. I'm going to resist what I naturally would go to do.
Yes.
And you can, and you will. And
it's so possible. And that's why I'm like thankful for all the like crazy behavior that I've had out there, or the toxic behavior, because I'm like, it's embarrassing, and it like is a stain on me forever, but at least it shows, like, not like lashing out every minute, not crying every time we have a problem. It's like like people are like, oh, it's possible to like have your life together a little bit. I
couldn't agree more.
So
I couldn't agree more. And we're still changing every day. You know, it's an act, it's a process, and it's an active process. And I believe in you, girl.
Yeah, same. And and you are deserving.
You're so right with the trial and error too. Like if you have a good guy, he's gonna be nothing but supportive of that journey of growth. And it sounds like you do. So
yeah. Don't ruin it. Don't self-sabotage.
Yeah, 100%. Acknowledge those feelings, but don't fall victim to them.
Yeah,
you know,
that's a great advice. Final question. Wow, we're slaying today.
We are slaying. This is like really, that last one was like good advice.
Yeah, that was a good one. It makes me happy there's some like happy relationships. Remember, we're saying like, God, everyone's in these horrible relationships.
Yeah.
So there are good relationships and the girls are self-doubting. So call us for that advice too.
So there's this guy that I see in the hallway at school, and I don't know how to talk to him. I don't know how to start a conversation with him. Do you like have any advice for me? Please let me know.
Oh, so cute and
like
wholesome.
remember that feeling? Like it's so
like how do I talk to this boy?
Yeah, like oh my god.
She's
like by her locker. Like that's so cute.
It's so. Were you easy for you to talk to boys?
No, definitely not. Like you know, it's like so nerve wracking. It's like. Especially when you're younger, like as you get rejected more and more in life, like you build a shell, right?
Yes.
But at that time, it feels like fatal.
Yes, it's like, oh my God, he's gonna reject me by not talking to me. Mm-hmm. Find something in common. Find something he likes. I mean, at that age, you kind of, it's like so silly, but like find something he likes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, or even just compliment his shirt or like
that's
something. Because here's what you have to remember too: like he's just as nervous to talk to girls as you are, diva. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know we put these men on a pedestal. We make them feel like God, but like he's just as nervous as you are to talk to girls. And listen, my approach to life with everything though, and like it gets easier as you get older, but it's like the worst someone can say is no. Yeah. Like, you know, like the worst he can say, like maybe he's not the one for you. He doesn't have a crush on you back, whatever. There will be someone else at that school who does, right?
That wants to talk to you. And yeah.
And it's like, just shoot your shot. It's so fun because think about all the good that could come from it. And
just so many conversations in the hallway and then just be hi. I love a simple hello too. I love like making eye contact and be like, hello, Ryan. That was like my grade school crush. And he actually did never talk to me. He'd always like look away. He'd always like,
but listen, you were shooting your shot, okay?
Every time I saw him, like, hi, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
And he literally would never look at me.
I think Trisha's so right though. Just like something maybe you guys have in common or something you've seen him like, maybe ask about it. Maybe you could like it too.
That worked for me more in junior high is like, I would try and find something they liked. Maybe it's like not the best advice. Like, but I was like, oh, he likes, you know, I don't know what junior high people like, but you would also like start to like that too.
Yeah. And you don't have to like necessarily like pretend to like what he likes. You could just ask about it. Maybe you end up liking what he likes and he teaches you something cool and whatever. Or, you know, but again, the worst thing someone can say is no, and if it's not Ryan, it'll be Schmayan. You know, like it's
Schmayan, love
like, I think shoot your shot. It's gonna make your heart race and beat out of your chest and all that stuff, but that's fun.
That's fun. I love that feeling. That's what I'm saying. I kind of miss that feeling of getting like excited to like talk to someone.
Just like giddy. It's so cute and like like it seems like the end of the world, but it's so not.
Yeah, yeah. I think and putting yourself out there like that just opens up like opportunity. You know what I mean? You don't want to like. I regret so much like not talking to certain people I wanted to talk to. You know what I mean? Because like what could have been, you know, like a friendship, an opportunity, or something.
You have so much in life, or you just don't want to feel that way. You could always make a big plan with some friends and invite them to the plan too. Like, or you could be sneaky. I was so sneaky in so many ways. Like I'd like make friends with his friends. So then it was like
I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done that.
Like pull up to the hangout. Like you know, like there's a million ways to get in there, girl. And you know, you're smart. You got this.
Yeah. I love that advice. That's so good. Yeah. A compliment goes a long way.
Sneaky too. Yeah. Men are dumb.
Gaslight sneaky girl boss. Well, you guys, we had fun giving advice. Did you?
Yes.
Like taking it?
I honestly... We love you and we love Not Loveline.
We love Not Loveline because it's not great advice.
Yeah, but honestly, there are some little nuggets in there where I'm like, God, we are philosophers.
It actually slays. Yeah, we kind of are.
Yeah.
Like Aristotle, who's your philosopher? You'd be like...
oh my God, I don't think I know any other philosopher.
I only know Aristotle. Is there any other person? Do you know any philosophers, Paige?
Nostradamus.
Oh.
Was Galileo a philosopher?
You said. Oh. Aristotle. I just know that from Legally Blonde. I remember someone was like Aristotle.
That's as far as I'm going in the philosopher realm, but
okay. You're Galileo. Is that what you said? Galileo? Who did you say?
Yeah, Socrates. But was he just like the stars? Oh, he was a scientist. Oh, I'm done.
You're
Thank
the
you, Moses.
scientist. Also, what is a philosopher at the end of the day? Just people who like say stuff.
Yeah, we're literally philosophers, dude. We're literally philosophers.
He was such a philosopher because he said something. It's like, okay.
No, I'm sorry. Trisha and I are literally philosophers. Bye, guys.
Bye.